Hello YouTube, video number 3, daily installment of whatever the hell you want to call this show. Well, unless you've been living under a rock lately, you should have heard about the PIPA and the SOPA Act. PIPA, Protect IP Act, and SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, which, with the blackout of Wikipedia, Google, and several other sites, has come to a halt in Congress. Now let's think about this. It was a rallying cry of the internet. So you have the SOPA, you have the PIPA, Wikipedia, Google, and a bunch of other sites. Those are the only two sites I know. I heard more did it, but Google and Wikipedia are like the only ones I care about. Sorry, other sites, but get the hell over yourself. So, and they would links. People called. There was protesting. I saw a show with MC Hammer. Wow, he's still alive. Protesting, and 80% of the supporters of the bill, they're like, okay, we're not doing this, which is awesome. Basically, if you don't know what the PIPA and SOPA Act are, because you don't care about real news, this is what was going to happen. It would allow for the government to censor and block the internet at their will. They could do anything they want, essentially, and they would be able to block your URL, and you would have to type in a code to get to that site, a proxy code, which is really shitty. It's, they're denying access to information. Information to keep the population ignorant. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but bear with me. This could easily be applied to the conspiracy theory. They're blocking information to keep the level of education of America down. I really believe the government is trying to take over. If you haven't heard of the National Defense Authorization Act, you're with a lot of people. You should really look into that one. It's passed on December 31st, 2011. New Year's fucking Eve. That's when everybody's fucking getting drunk. Everybody from like 15 to, I don't know, 55, 60. Everybody's getting drunk. They're not watching C-SPAN to watch this bill, go through. The National Defense Authorization Act essentially kills the Bill of Rights in that it eliminates due process. Those of you who don't know what due process is, it's basically when you are suspected of a crime, you go to court. And you're convicted in court. That's what due process is. Without due process, they would just detain you and take you away. Some, Nazi concentration camp or deep in an underground laboratory where they experiment you. Yeah, that shit happens, man. So anyways, there's protests across the entire internet. And it's kind of funny to see, like, the day of all this protesting on Funny Junk and 9gag and all those other, like, funny sites. There were memes of this already going on. I'll probably post some down below. What I'm going to ask you is, with this National Defense Authorization Act, which eliminates due process, this Stop Online Piracy Act, or Protect IP Act, what do you think this country's coming to, and what do you think you can do to stop it? It's 2012. The Mayan calendar of doom. The Antichrist is going to show himself. Yeah, fuck that. Our country is becoming corrupt. It's corrupt politicians in that, by corporations worldwide through lobbying, and by putting fear into the House of Representatives and the House of Congress, fearing our elected officials into passing these bogus bills that are violating the very rights that this country is founded upon. What makes this country great? Why people immigrate here? Part of the National Defense Authorization Act, if you have too much food in your house, you could be a suspected terrorist. Soldiers would come into your house, detain you, and you would be held indefinitely. Now, how does that sound? I thought it was pretty shitty. But, that's why I'm going to vote for Ron Paul. I don't agree with all of his views, obviously. I don't agree with his foreign policy. He completely just wants to let the world do what it's going to do, which is dumb. We have to have some form of foreign policy, but I totally agree with getting out of this occupation. It's not even a war, by the way. For those of you who didn't know, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, those aren't wars. They're occupations. Well, not Pakistan, but maybe soon. Soon we might be in Pakistan. This war doesn't end. We're occupying their territory. We've killed like 1.5 million Iraqis, misplaced them, and we've lost 5,000 soldiers. I mean, this is a war of oppression in the Middle East. None of us know what's going on over there because we're not over there. That's why I'm voting for Ron Paul. He wants to pack up and leave, and there's gonna be a lot of chaos over there. But we caused that because fucking Bush had to go clean up his daddy's job. You know, Desert Storm. Ugh, fuck Bush. Guy was an idiot. I can't believe he was elected twice. You know why he was elected twice? He instilled fear into the population. Just like fear is affecting the House of Representatives, Congress, and so on and so forth. You know, I don't believe with Obama's policies. Obama said he would not allow any American citizen to be detained by this NDAA, National Defensive Authorization Act. He wouldn't allow any U.S. citizen to be detained by this. Well, that is the whole purpose of the bill. And excuse the fuck out of me, if you really wanted to cancel it, then why didn't you exercise your veto power? Why didn't you bring the troops home on that 16-month basis in which you said you would? And they're still over there. 4 years later, you said that your first freaking move in office would bring the troops home. Obama, I'm sorry, but I really think you're a socialist. I'm just saying. What do you think about this NDAA Act? What do you think about this SOPA and PIPA Act? What do you think about this war? Do you think this is a downward spiral in, Congress? Just leave your comments down below. I'm interested in reading. Night, YouTube.